Hello, everyone. This is for finding the distance between 2 points on this IXL. Unfortunately, hopefully we've put in an online version for you to be able to interact with, but unfortunately the IXL doesn't let you actually click on the graph and make things happen. So right now I have Zoom open to be able to use my tools and make this video for you, but you won't be able to do what I'm doing in the IXL, so you'll have to go over to the interactive calculator that we've made for you to be able to plot these out and see it. Okay, highly recommend it. Or if you have a whiteboard with the graph on the back, you could just be doing that at home. I think that would be even easier personally, but you could do whatever works best for you. So we have two dots and we're trying to find how far apart they are. Now you can't just start adding lines you go through because it's diagonal, so it's not an equivalent amount of one. So what we're going to do is I am going to draw some lines to show you that I have from this dot to this dot is what we're trying to find. Let me switch colors just so I can show you. We will be able to tell how far apart this dot and this dot are because we can count those. They're a straight line. So we'll call this line A. We'll call this line B. And this one is C. And remember, we're talking here about A squared plus B squared equals C squared. There we go. All right. So now, first thing we're going to do is we need to count A. How big is A? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we see that A is 6. Get this out of our way. Then we see that B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then C is the thing we're missing. So we have the leg A, we have the leg B, we're missing the hypotenuse, which is C. So we come over here to our equation and we'll take A and we'll put a 6 in there for it since we know that A is 6. So 6 squared plus B, which we know is 8 squared, equals C squared. This is the thing we're trying to solve right here. This is what we want to know at the end. So 6 times 6, if you look at that cheat sheet you hopefully made, you know it's 36, or you know that. And 8 squared, cheat sheet says it's 64. And then we still have this C squared over here. Now this is the last thing we're going to do. So let's just ignore that for a second. 36 plus 64 is 100. 100 equals C squared. So we've been talking about algebra, pre-algebra. We've been doing this all year. If it says add and we're moving it to the other side, we subtract. If it says subtract and we're moving it to the other side, we add. We're always doing the inverse or opposite. So we talked beginning of this week, the opposite of being squared is finding the square root. And if I want to take this squared and move it to the other side, I'm going to find the square root of both sides. So this, let me switch colors here so I can show it a little bit, hopefully easier. This 2 and this square root are canceling each other out. Again, that's like saying take 3 steps forward from where you're at right now, take 3 steps back. Where'd you end up? Right where you started. So why do it? It just cancels itself out, and I'm left with C equals, that's a sad face, the square root of 100, which is 10. So now we know from this mark to this mark is 10 apart.